Last month I spoke with a client who was working non-stop, posting every single day, running ads, doing all the type of outreaches, but he couldn't land a single client. And after one call we had and applying the system I actually showed to him, we were able to 10x his sales and actually revenue to his business. And for example, Rafael used the same thing that I'm going to share to you and actually helped him to cross over 15K monthly recurring revenue in just 60 days of applying it. What you're watching right now isn't just a random YouTube video. It's a full-length course that can going to help you out completely change and scale your coaching business to another level, at least 20K monthly recurring revenue. So for context, we helped over 120 clients to actually achieve those results. So for example, Charles got over $9,600 in first 5 days around the process. As I mentioned before, Rafael, we got him more than 15K monthly recurring revenue in just 60 days, and Brad, who closed 7 premium high-ticket clients. Hello guys, my name is Dino, I'm founder of Coaching Power, and I actually scaled my business to over 20K monthly recurring revenue, and I'm doing the same thing to help other coaches to do the same. Before we actually jump into tactics, we need to understand some type of fundamentals before we start with it, because again, without it, you can't actually be able to build up that skill set that can help you out to cross your business up to 10 or maybe even 20K monthly recurring revenue. Number one is actually understanding your ICP. Let's start with what most coaches actually overlook. Because if you don't know who you are actually selling to and who you actually want to become your client, you won't be able to actually shoot the right message. You won't be able to really connect with them. You won't really be able to relate with those people who want to speak with you. And then of course, you won't actually be able to land a client. This is about building a clear and actually understandable client profile. Not like I help women in 30s, but then actually overlook of their fears, pain points, what they want to achieve, and how they want to achieve it. When you understand this, everything in your business just becomes 100% easier. The first step is actually identifying the 3 biggest fears that your dream client have. These are not just some small worries. These fears actually keep them up in the night. They want to change and they need a change. They're willing to pay thousands of euros, dollars to actually invest into the service that can going to help them out to overcome that fear. Fear is one of the strongest drivers that actually gets the people to make a decision, actually pull the trigger into saying yes to some type of coaching service. For example, if you're a fitness coach, maybe your client has a problem with gaining more muscle, or they're maybe being too fat or maybe too skinny and they really need a change. If you're, for example, helping coaches to build a business like I do, then maybe, for example, they have a fear of staying broke, not being able to actually land more clients and scale their business to some higher numbers. These are those emotional triggers that you need to have in messaging and your content to actually attract those people to you so they can believe that you can actually make a change and overcome that fear. These are like these surface level struggles that they're already aware of. Things like, I don't know how to get clients, or I'm posting enough content but nobody's actually responding. These problems might be tactical, however, they actually signals to some deeper issues. Your goal is to actually understand the problem that impact their day-to-day life. Maybe they feel tired or frustrated every single day. Maybe they're second guessing themselves or wasting time on strategies that just doesn't work. When you can actually speak about things that can impact their problems, then your content or messaging or whatever you're doing just becomes 10 times more powerful. Now we actually need to move into these 3 biggest desires. What they really want. Not just again what they just give you on surface, but actually deep down what they want to achieve with their business, life, fitness, whatever they want to do. Maybe they want to quit their job and actually work online. Maybe they want to move out of the parents' home and actually live on their own terms. Maybe they want to gain more muscle so they can actually attract the biggest crush they had in high school. Desire is literally tied up to their identity, to the person they want to become. And that's why your coaching offer should actually let them understand that they can be that person after working with you. Your program should actually be a bridge between those 2 spots. Spot where they currently are, the current person, and the person they want to become. You're not a hero in their journey, you're literally just their guide. You're, again, the bridge that leads them to their ultimate goal. The person who already had these problems and know how to solve them, so they can literally do the same thing as you. And you're actually going to understand what it feels like. You're not going to be some regular person who is just going to be like, oh, this will not work, oh, this isn't possible. No, you understand their problems, you understand their struggles, you understand where they want to be, and you know how to do so. When you show up like this, your content gets more views, your messaging gets more replies, and your sales calls actually have a high percentage of closed deals. Not because you are pushing, but because you are leading. And when you actually understand your ICP like this, everything becomes so much easier. Because now literally everything, your content, your messaging, your calls, your service, is built around the person that you need to serve. Now, when we talked about ICPs, we need to talk about the content, because this is literally where the most coaches waste time, energy, and money, and we really don't see any results. You probably have been told that you need to go viral, have so many followers to actually get some money from the social media, but that's completely false. You don't need to go viral to make money. You don't need to go viral to make money. Like, let that sink in. You don't need to have followers, views, engagements to actually make money. There's one guy, and I love this quote. He says, likes ain't cash, and it's completely true. I got one client, we posted an amazing video. We got so many views, we got super viral, we got so many engagement. We even had some big really influencers to comment on her post. But guess what? We didn't make a single sale with that video, not one. And you know why is that? It's because all the people who are actually watching that video weren't her ideal client. So we couldn't make any sales. His content was entertaining, however, it wasn't aligned to his offer. It brought attention, but it actually didn't convert. On the other hand, I actually have a client who posted one good video. It really brings authority into your audience. And we didn't got so many views, like it was a couple of thousands of views. And we got literally 5 high-ticket clients just from that one video. It's because the message was sharp. It was speaking directly to their ideal audience, and of course people could resonate with that and they could relate, so this is why they were able to actually book a call, and in the end we were able to close 5 clients just from that one video. So let's break it down. We got a couple of thousands of views, we actually got a couple of calls booked in, and we closed 5 clients out of this. So literally there is no luck, there is no virality into this. No, it's literally just a pure system, just a pure mathematical formula. Now think bigger. If a couple of thousands of views with right type of audience can get you this many clients, just imagine what could happen with hundreds of thousands of views. This is power of targeting the right people with the right message. It's not about how many views you get, it's about who actually watches those videos, who are the people behind those views, behind your numbers, and what they really want to achieve. Now you can actually scale predictably. You're not relying on algorithm, on luck, on virality. You actually have a real system that gets you clients consistently. Now, when you understand that virality will not mean actually getting clients, let's understand how should you position yourself as an authority in your content and across all the platforms so you can actually attract those premium clients directly to you. If your content is what gets you attention, then your personal brand is actually what gets you trust. And trust is the most important thing. Without trust, no one buys. And this is why building a personal brand with the intention of actually getting trust and helping people is super important. They can actually get you a long way. So let's break it down platform by platform. First, we'll start off with Twitter. Twitter is a platform where you actually show your authority within a small, short, powerful insights. It's perfect for actually sharing your beliefs, frameworks, formulas that actually can help your audience to get some results that you achieved. And this way you can be easily recognized as someone who is that authority. LinkedIn, probably one of my favorite ones, is the platform where you actually build authority and get this type of clients who are more professional and of course pay big bucks. You need to use this platform to actually demonstrate your credibility, client results, and real business thinking. Instagram is your brand storefront. This is where actually people see the human behind your business, right? So they understand your lifestyle, they understand who you are as a person, and they can connect with some, I would say, deeper connection on a more personal level. YouTube is really good one. It's a long-term, it's a trust-building platform. Literally, this is what it's about. It's about building trust. If someone watches you for 10 minutes of talking, it's literally going to be like probably hundreds of reels they could watch on your Instagram channel with just one YouTube video. They get value, they see someone who is a mentor. That's exactly who people want to buy from. Now, let's actually talk about how you can turn those awareness and attention to actually people who jump directly on a sales call with you. And this is where most coaches actually drop the ball. They post consistently, they build authority, they show the lifestyle, they do everything right, but then they mess up when it comes to messaging and actually booking the calls. That's why I need to have an outbound and inbound system that actually gets you reliable clients and consistently calls in your calendar so you can be able to actually build a sustainable income. And this is why I created the DM attacking system. And no, this is not something that I copied from some random YouTube video, from some courses that I bought. This is literally what I built from ground with myself, me only, and my team. No one else. This is completely original, actually a system that can help you to book more calls. And again, it's working for me, so why couldn't it be working for you as well? What makes this system so different is it's so simple, so systematic, and so direct. No fluff, no chasing. Just clean, respectful outreach and actually position yourself as someone who is that authority and expert in your content and messaging as well. This system now allows us to book around 5 to 10 calls every single day directly to our calendar. And no, we are not using anything sketchy or spending thousands of dollars on some automation or spamming thousands of messages every single day. No, it's just a clean system with a clean record and proven to work. So let me break it down. On a daily basis, you send a certain number of messages directly to the people who might become your clients. From that, of course, some percentage will respond, a small percentage will be qualified, and a handful will book a call. For example, if you send 50 personal messages, you might get 10 replies, around 5 real conversation, and maybe 2 to 3 booked calls. This maybe don't sound like too massive, however, if done correctly, this can easily scale your business massively. And this actually system can give you a consistent growth with your business. You know where you're going, you have actually a clean route of where you want to be a couple of months from now. It means that you don't wait for algorithm, you don't hope that maybe one video will go viral and then you can get some clients. You don't rely on referrals, you don't rely on word of mouth, you actually have again a system that gets you clients consistently. And here is where this connects with everything we covered before. Your content strategy supports your outreach, because when someone checks your profile before you send your DM, it's going to be so good, because again, they can become your inbound leads. They can trust, they can see you as someone who is a person, they can actually connect with you and believe that you can actually get them those results that you can promise them in a messaging. And this is what actually gets them to look at you as someone who is serious. The content gets their attention, the DM start conversation, and the call closes a deal. All of this works together as a one marketing funnel. Now let's talk about what you're actually competing with. Everyone in this industry are doing the same thing as you, and they want to get the same clients as you. Decision makers are getting DMs on daily basis, and they all know that literally all these messages are same, and all these people just want to sell their coaching services. And this is why you really need to stand out. Most outreaches look like this. Hey, I love your content, I love what you're doing, may I help you out? Or for example, hey, hope you're doing well, I have coaches to get more clients, do you maybe want to schedule a quick call so I can help you out to do the same? These messages are too overrated, too needy, and too common, so of course people won't respond and you won't get any results with those type of messages. What makes our DM attacking system so powerful is psychological method behind it. We use proven methods that actually creates curiosity, establish authority, and actually invite them into a conversation that they want to enjoy. In fact, our response rates are so high and we get probably 3 times more bookings than some other people simply with this couple of things that I just mentioned to you. Now, once you actually have someone on call, everything changes. This is where you either turn this opportunity to your paying client or you just leave the money on a table. So let's dive into the exact framework and actually help you out to go on a sales calls to actually close the deal and your high-ticket paying clients. And just so you know, sales isn't about sounding too awkward or being too pushy or something like that. No, sales is about understanding their problems, where they want to be, and how you can actually help them out to make that bridge between those two spots. This is what sales is all about, and this is how you need to position yourself as well on these calls. So right now I'm going to show you this 4-step framework that can actually help you out to close more high-ticket paying deals literally on a daily basis. So let's break it down. First of all is actually introduction. You need to understand that people buy from people who they like, know, and trust. Remember this first one, like. They need to like you as a person. So what I do when I come on a call with the people, I just introduce myself. We start a quick friendly chat. We see, how maybe we can relate to each other, and we try to become a little bit closer to friends. Step number 2 is basically where you dive into their current situation. You need to let them know that right now they're in a bad position. They need a change, and they can stay no longer into their current spot. Step number 3 is about painting the picture. They need to understand where they want to be. They need to see themselves actually doing so. They need to understand they can achieve so with your coaching program. So they need to understand, again, in stage 2, they're wrong. In stage 3, they basically need to have this change and they want to become that person in the future. And step number 4 is basically where you just position yourself as a bridge between those step number 2 and step number 3. So between their current position and their dream outcome. So let me just quickly break down each one of those. Number 1, as I said, introduction. So what I do here is usually, again, try to be friendly with them and all this stuff, but as well, try to set the agenda. So they need to, again, see you as someone who is an authority. Of course, you need to be friendly and actually relate to them and all this stuff, but at the same time, you need to keep it professional. They can't run the call. You need to be someone who's running the call. So what I do is when I jump on a call, I say exactly like this. How these calls usually go? The first thing we'll do is just quickly look at your business. I'll see where we are, where you want to be, and we can actually help you out, and I explain exactly what to do. And in the end, it's completely your decision if you want to work with us or not. Sounds good? This actually is simple structure, builds authority and trust. Now, when they actually understand what's the agenda, we need to start with the questions. As I said, step number 2. Letting them understand that right now they're in wrong position. How do we do so? Of course, is the question. Now, this question really depends on what exactly you're selling. However, let me give you an example. If right now they maybe aren't making enough money, you simply ask them like, how are you currently feeling with the money you're making? They will understand that right now they really are in bad position. They don't want to do this anymore, they can't take it anymore. So they will actually become emotional with you. And then we're going to move to the step number 3, which is again, letting them know that they actually have this dream outcome and they can see themselves doing so. So we ask again the questions like this. For example, how would you feel if you were able to hit your goal of $10,000 per month? Then they will see themselves actually traveling the world, spending more time with their family, and they will again get emotional and they will understand, okay, I really need to make this change. Right now, in fact, I know where I want to be, it's an amazing position, and I need to make this change. And this is where we actually come to the step number 4, which is positioning and objection handling. But again, you just simply pitch your service, you explain exactly what to do, you position yourself as a bridge between those two spots with your service, and you actually start with objection handling. Now, when it comes to that, you need to understand that objections are just unanswered questions. We can have literally 100 objections that someone can give it to you. However, I'm going to be really good today and I want to give it completely free. If you just comment down the word objection in the comments, I'll send you my full objection handling script that can actually help you out to turn every single objection or this unanswered question into actually, yes, I want to buy your coaching program right today. So let's do a little recap of what I actually learned in this course. You started by learning fundamentals and actually understanding what you need to have in order to be able to actually, you as a person, scale your business up to 10K per month. Well, the first thing, if you remember, was finding your ICP. Who was your ideal client? Then we walked actually through personal branding and content creation. We understand that virality doesn't mean clients and that you need to actually build this authority in your content. Next, you'll actually learn our DM attacking system. How you shouldn't be sounding too pushy, salesy, or trying to be manipulative, and actually try to understand their pain points and where they want to be through DMs and book them on a call. Finally, we actually broke down this 4-step sales process that can actually help you out to turn those people who jump on a call with you into your high-ticket paying clients, literally on every single day, which personally I'm experienced in this period of time. And if you apply this system right now, I just explained to you, your client acquisition becomes predictable and sustainable. So look, what we covered in this course actually has the power to completely transform your business. It's just completely now on you. Do you want to take this responsibility and actually take the action? Or do you maybe just want to sit on this and wait for another opportunity that might not even happen? So as I said, you have 2 options. Option number 1 is to actually try and do this all of your own. This means spending time, money, energy, or to something that actually is working. However, if you don't implement it correctly, it might not, obviously. The option number 2, which I would prefer, is to actually get help from someone that already did it. Someone who have tested the playbooks, the same problems that you're likely to face, and can actually help you out to get it right this time. And if you're being real, if you're already not making over $10,000 per month with your coaching business, then you're definitely doing something wrong. This is why I want you to check the link in the description down below. You'll see a link to a quick form. Fill it up and actually share with you my completely full DM attacking system that I never showed on internet ever before. It's actually a short 15-minute video that's going to help you out to understand in details how to scale your coaching business up to at least $15,000 in monthly recurring revenue. And all of that in just 90 days. So if you want to access that, just click the link in the description. And if you find this video valuable, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video for more valuable content like this, and I'll see you next one. Bye bye.